Hey guys, what's up? I'm Rohit Khurana, host of Intellect Digest, and today we are going to compare four phones in the price segment of 15 to 20,000 rupees, and these are all very popular phones: the Samsung Galaxy A30, the Galaxy M30, the A50, and the Redmi Note 7 Pro from the house of Xiaomi. So we have all the four phones which are really popular right now, and I'm gonna compare these in terms of features, specifications, in terms of their camera, design, and their USPs. So let's get started with this video. Honestly, it is quite a handful to compare them all side by side, but I'll start with the most important consideration, which is the price. So when you set a budget for yourself, you think about the price of the phone. So I'll start from left to right. So this is the Samsung Galaxy A30 priced at 17,000 rupees for the 4GB RAM and 64GB ROM variant. The M30 is priced at 15,000 and 17,000 for 464 and 6128. The A50 is priced at 20,000 and 23,000. This is the most expensive of the lot at for the 464 and 6128, and this one is at 14,000 for 464 and 17,000 for 6128. So these are the RAM and ROM options that you get with these four phones. These are all three from Samsung, and this one is from Xiaomi, all in the price range between 15 to 20,000 rupees. The cheapest being the Redmi Note 7 Pro with 464 at 14,000, and the most expensive being the A50 at 23,000 for 6128GB variant. Next, I'll talk about design. All three phones from Samsung have a plastic back, and they have toughened glass on the front. There is Gorilla Glass on the A30 and A50 on the front, which is the Gorilla Glass 3, whereas on the rear all three get plastic. But the finishing that you see is glass-like finish. It is glossy finish, but this is not actually glass. The M30 here comes with this gradient finish, whereas the other two come with mirror finish, and the A50 has this sort of a rainbow effect, which looks good. But all three get fingerprint scanner, the fingerprint smudges on the back, whereas the Xiaomi phone is different from the other three Samsung phones. This has Gorilla Glass 5 at front and Gorilla Glass 5 at the back, which is a more expensive glass compared to the other phones, and it has Gorilla Glass 5 on the front and back, which makes it look very different from the other phones. You can see the plastic phones here and the glass phone here, and the finishing difference is quite apparent. But at the same time, these three tend to be more sturdy, because if they accidentally drop, the back is less likely to break. It will get a dent at best, but this one is more likely to break if it drops. So the back and front glass does look good, but it also is slightly more fragile, if you ask me. So coming back to another important aspect of all three phones here is that they all get similar screen. They all have 6.4-inch Super AMOLED display from Samsung, which are very vivid and very well saturated, whereas this phone gets a 6.3-inch IPS LCD, which is not as saturated as the AMOLED displays that you see on the other three phones, but this comes with a slightly smaller screen, almost same in size. If you put them side by side, it is very difficult to in fact tell that one is smaller and one is larger. This one is slightly larger at 6.4. All the three Samsung phones have 6.4-inch displays. Another major design difference is that the A30 has a rear fingerprint scanner, which is fast. The M30 has a rear fingerprint scanner, which is fast, but the A50 has an in-display fingerprint scanner, which is ultrasonic in nature, which is kind of slow. Although this is class-leading technology in terms of features, because this is an under-display which is supposed to be more advanced, but as you can see, it is much slower compared to a fingerprint scanner on the back of the phone. So is the case with the Redmi Note 7 Pro. It also has a rear fingerprint scanner, and the scanner on the Redmi Note 7 is faster among all the four phones. This is the fastest one among these, and the slowest one is the A50, which is the most expensive phone. But because this is a new technology, so it is not as mature, so it is slightly slower. Next, I'll talk about the battery capacity and the thickness of these phones. If you look at these phones closely, the thickest of these all is this one, which is the M30. And M30 is the thickest because it has the largest battery. It has 8.4 millimeters of thickness and it houses a 5000 mAh battery, which is bigger than all the three phones. All other three phones come with a 4000 mAh battery. The thickness is 7.7 millimeter, 7.7 millimeter for the A50 and 8.1 millimeter for the Redmi Note 7 Pro. And the other three phones except for the M30 get a 4000 mAh battery, whereas the M30 gets a 5000 mAh battery, which is a clear advantage over the other three phones. Next up, processing power. The A30 and the M30 both get same Exynos 7904 processor, which is an octa-core processor. The clock speed is around 1.8 GHz for the high-speed cores, whereas the A50 gets a faster processor, whereas the Redmi Note 7 Pro also gets a faster Snapdragon 675 chipset. So if you're a gamer and if you are considering to play lots of heavy graphics game, it is better that you choose either A50 or Redmi Note 7 Pro, because the processor on the A30 and the M30 is slower compared to the other two phones that you have got here. And in absolute terms, the Redmi Note 7 Pro would be the fastest. This is the Snapdragon processor with the Adreno GPU, so this is the fastest among the lot, but A50 comes quite close to the Redmi Note 7 Pro. So if you're a gamer, these two phones are better compared to the other two phones that we have got here. Now let me talk about another important factor, which is the charging. All these three phones come with fast chargers in the box, which is a 15-watt charger, but this one does not come with a fast charger. It comes with a 10-watt charger, but it supports 18-watt Qualcomm Quick Charge 4.0. So if you spend some extra money, buy a Quick Charge 4.0 compatible charger, which should cost somewhere around 800 to 1000 bucks. You can get 18 watts fast charging on this one. In the box you get a 10-watt charger. All these three phones come with a 15-watt charger, which is fast, but it's not very fast, but it is fast. Nevertheless, this one comes with a 10-watt and these three come with 15-watt charger. A few extra features that are on the Redmi Note 7 Pro that you do not find on the other three phones is the infrared blaster, which makes your phone work like a remote control. So the black dot that you see here on top is actually an infrared blaster. With the remote application on this, you can control TV, air conditioners, home theater systems, etc. So you have control for these appliances using the Redmi Note 7 Pro, which is not provided in the other phones. But one disadvantage on the Redmi Note 7 Pro is that the SIM card slot that you get here, let me show that to you, is a hybrid card slot. So you can either put two SIM cards or you can put one SIM and expand the memory, which is not the case with Samsung phones. Here you get a dedicated card slot, which means that you can put two SIM cards as well as expand the memory. So here you have three slots, two for SIM card and one for micro SD card, which is not the case with Redmi, which is a slight disadvantage. But if you want more memory, you can get the 128 GB variant, but you cannot put two SIMs and expand the memory on the Redmi Note 7 Pro, which is a slight disadvantage. Now let's talk about a very important factor. So I saved the best for the last, the cameras. The A30 here is the least loaded among all these four phones, and it comes with a 16 plus 5 megapixel rear dual camera setup with a 16 megapixel front facing camera. The camera images that we have taken with this phone come out to be impressive. There is a 16 megapixel rear camera. It also supports a wide as well as there is a live focus. The selfie with the 16 megapixel front facing cameras come out to be nice. The M30 on the other hand comes with triple camera setup. The main camera is 13, which is less than what you get on the A30. This is not a 16, this is a 13 megapixel, but it comes with a 5 megapixel wide and 5 megapixel depth sensor. The images that we have got with this camera, so let me quickly show you. This is the selfie that you can see here. It's a 16 megapixel selfie, which is comparable to that of the A30. So A30 and M30 are quite close, and this is the ultra wide, which is quite wide. If you see, compare this picture with this picture, it is of the same object, but this one is taken in ultra wide. So yes, the ultra wide comes in handy if you want to take pictures of a group, but this is a 5 megapixel ultra wide camera. When you move to the A30, it comes with 25 megapixel primary and 2 secondary cameras. So triple rear cameras, 25 megapixel main camera with f-stop 1.7, 8 ultra wide and 5 for depth sensing, and on the front is a 25 megapixel selfie camera here. So the selfies here are very detailed. If you talk about the selfie cameras among all the 4 phones, the A50 has got the best among these 4. And these are the pictures that we have taken with the rear cameras, which come out to be quite clean and good. So no complaints here. The hero of this show is, in terms of at least megapixels, is the Redmi Note 7 Pro, which comes with a 48 megapixel rear facing camera. It's an AI enabled dual camera. And what 48 megapixel enables you to do is that it can take pictures in 48 megapixels. So I've shown you that in the unboxing and impressions video of Redmi Note 7 Pro. So this is an object which is taken in default mode, which is 12 megapixel. But when you turn on 48 megapixel mode in the Pro mode, you can go really close to the subject and the images are very, very detailed in the 48 megapixels. So if you want to take pictures in really high size and detailing, the 48 megapixel camera here does not disappoint. The images with the regular mode, which is 12 megapixel mode with pixel binning, come out to be really good as well. So the camera here do not disappoint. On the front is a 13 megapixel camera, which is kind of average if you compare with the other phones. They all have at least 16, and this one has 25. So these two have 16 and this one has 25, whereas this one has 13. So in terms of selfie camera, the A50 is the best, whereas when you talk about the rear cameras, the Redmi Note 7 Pro steals the show, but you have ultra wide capabilities on the A50 as well as the M30. So in terms of cameras, all 4 phones are very well capable, but in terms of selfies, A50 is the best. In terms of rear camera, the Redmi Note 7 Pro steals the show, but all other phones are capable enough for taking regular pictures. They are all priced at very different price factors. So if you're buying a camera for selfie, go for this one. If you're buying a phone for gaming, go for this one. If you want style, go for this one. There's a slight camera bump on the Redmi Note 7 Pro, which is not found on the other 3 phones. So if camera bump is a deal breaker for you, then Redmi Note 7 Pro is probably not for you. If back plastic build is a deal breaker for you, then Samsung phones are not for you. If Super AMOLED is your thing, then Redmi Note 7 Pro is out. These 3 phones are the ones with Super AMOLED displays. And when it comes to fingerprint performance, the fastest unlocking is the Redmi Note 7 Pro, and these 2 are faster after this, and this one is the slowest. So here you have it, all the objective differences between among these 4 phones, the Samsung Galaxy A30, the M30, the A50 and the Redmi Note 7 Pro. Which one is your favorite? This is not a clear, there is no one clear winner here. Every phone has its own strengths and weaknesses, and I'm leaving Best Buy links to all 4 phones in the description section below this video, where you can pick and choose which one do you like better. So choose wisely, choose as per your taste and needs. This is all we have on this comparison of these 4 phones. How did you like this video? Do tell us in the comment section below. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed watching it. Share it with your friends so that they can also make an informed decision. This is all we have on this video. This is your host Rohit Khurana signing off. Thanks for watching.